Hey guys, and thank you for joining me with the Art Sphere today. We are going to be doing another fun science experiment using salt and glue, and we are actually going to be making our very own salt paintings. So for this project, you're going to need some iodized salt or any kind of salt. You're going to need liquid glue. Glue sticks are not going to work for this project. You're going to need some food dye or watercolor. You're going to need a pencil to draw, a piece of paper to draw on, a spoon for mixing, one paintbrush, and then I'm going to use two colors for my painting today. So I have two different cups filled with water, just a little bit, but if you want to use more colors, you can always have more, so you can do as many as you want. So to begin with, I'm just going to sketch a really quick drawing, and I think I'm going to do maybe it's just an easy flower today. And the goal of this project is not to be super accurate with your drawings, so it doesn't matter how good you are at it, but the point of this experiment is more some hand-eye coordination and just testing different materials to paint with rather than the actual outcome of your painting. So don't worry if your drawing seems messy or inaccurate, because it's okay. That is not what we are practicing with. So now I have my really simple flower. You can see it. It's definitely not detailed. I just have the easy outline. Next, I'm going to take two different colors. I'm going to use blue and green food dye, and I'm just going to put a couple drops in my water. I'm doing two in each because I only have it filled up a little bit. And then I'm going to take my spoon, I'm just going to mix it. Now we have our blue and we have our green. Alright, so the next part is the glue. So you're going to take your liquid glue and you're just going to trace over the design you made. So I'm just going to trace my flower, and I'm going to make sure that the glue covers all the outlines that I did, because I want it to be completely covered, but you also want to make sure you don't have too much glue so that the paper isn't like soggy with your glue. So I'm just tracing the outline. Again, it's not very accurate or precise. I'm just getting the outline and making sure there's no missing pieces so that it's all connected. Alright, so now I have my flower and glue, if you can see that. Next, I'm going to take my salt, and I'm just going to pour it over very slowly, and I want to make sure I cover all the glue with the salt. And to make sure that I don't waste my salt, I have another container here, and I'm just gonna pour the extra salt in it. And then I'm gonna make sure there's no areas where there's no salt on the glue, so I'm just gonna go over it again with my extra salt. Make sure that it's completely covered so we get the best reaction. And then I'm going to dump the extra out one more time because we don't want to waste anything. Okay, so now I have my flower covered in my salt. Alright, next I'm going to take my paintbrush, and I'm going to just dip it in one of these colors, and I'm going to tap it onto the salt, and it should disperse. All the water and the paint, the water and the color is going to spread throughout the salt. And that is how we are going to get our painting. So I'm just going to tap it slightly. Alright, and then I'm going to do it again with the other color. So I have areas with blue on my flower that the salt is absorbing it and it's making some areas blue. And then I'm going to do the rest with my green. So now I'm just taking my paintbrush from the blue and putting it in the green. And I'm just going to dip it. And as you watch it, you can see how the green is actually spreading through the salt by itself and mixing with the blue. And if it doesn't spread well, it probably means there's not enough salt on your painting, and you could probably add a little more. So this is, since I'm only using 2 colors, I'm about done with mine. You want to make sure that you don't have too much water on your paintbrush when you're doing this, because then it's going to soak into the paper and make it soggy. So here is my flower. It's blue and green. As you can see, the colors have mixed together, and it's created a little bluish green in some areas, and the salt has absorbed the paint and allowed it to spread. Alright, so that is all that this is required for this project. Again, I have my painting. If I want to try it again, I could add more salt to experiment and see if the salt will absorb the water better and allow it to disperse. The salt in this case is acting as the absorber and absorbing the water and the paint, and the water and food dye that made up the paint is acting as the absorbent and getting absorbed into the salt molecules. So again, don't worry about if this painting that you end up with is super realistic, because this is just meant to help practice your hand-eye coordination of dropping, or different techniques for painting if you want to experiment, because we don't always have to use just normal paint. And this is a very fun experiment to do with your kids or your friends. You can make a bigger drawing. Mine was super little, but you can do a huge landscape or whatever you want for this. So if you guys like this project, please hashtag us at Love Art Spirit Inc. Or if you want to send your projects in on the email, please email us at info@artspirit.org. And thank you so much for watching.